Let's bring in former U.S. Attorney for Violent Crime and Heritage Foundation Senior Fellow Charles Cully Stimson, along with Atlantic Council Senior Fellow Ariel Cohen. Thank you both for coming on. Mr. Cohen, to you first. I want to play some sound. This is the president and whether he believes that Vladimir Putin wants peace.
President Putin is bombing Ukraine.
Yeah.
Do you still believe him when he tells you that he wants peace?
Yeah, no, I believe him. I believe him. I think we're doing very well with Russia. But right now they're bombing the hell out of Ukraine, and I'm finding it more difficult, frankly, to deal with Ukraine. And they don't have the cards. They don't have the cards.
And yet, if you go on, you have the president saying that he wants to implement sanctions on Russia. What do you think of this, Ariel?
I think that Putin is the aggressor. This is not only about Ukraine. This is also about the balance of power in Europe, and therefore balance of power in Eastern Hemisphere. And this is Putin trying to tilt the balance of power against the United States in favor of Russia. And Russia is a part of an anti-Western coalition with China, Iran, and North Korea.
Yeah, we're still talking about the subject of Russia-Ukraine peace. The National Security Advisor, Michael Waltz, was talking about the peace talks in Saudi Arabia when he mentioned this.
Well, the president has been crystal clear, and he's been clear to all sides. The fighting has to stop. Both sides need to get to the table. Secretary Rubio, myself and Ukrainian delegation will be meeting in Saudi Arabia next week to get these talks back on track, get the ceasefire in place, and drive peace home under President Trump's leadership.
But, Cully, then you kind of read what Vladimir Putin wants here. He wants security guarantees, just like Zelensky wants. And he also wants to keep the land that they have already taken. What do you think about these negotiations going in next week?
Well, the amazing thing to me, Trace, is that the critics of the way this is being handled didn't say much when it came to Biden and European leaders, feckless, non-pushing to get a deal done and end the war. And so, you know, when you step back and think about Trump's negotiating strategy here, he engages in a push-pull to both parties. He's pushing Putin, he's threatening Putin, and yet he's saying he has the cards. He's pushing Zelensky, and yet he gives him an Oval Office visit. He's talking to him about how America can secure them by doing the rare earth mineral deal. And so there's a push-pull aspect here. He's ran on this. He's trying to deliver on this. And interestingly enough, the EU is stepping up defense spending now because of this. So things are starting to fall into place, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, Cully. I mean, Ariel, because Cully says that there's this push and pull, right? Things are falling into place. Do you see an appetite on all sides, Ariel, for this thing, for this war to end?
The Ukrainians cannot indefinitely fight Russia, especially when the United States yanked our intelligence support and our military supplies. It'll take the Europeans a long time to build up their own industrial base for their military and supply Ukraine. I hope and pray it'll happen soon. I doubt it. In the meantime, Putin is grabbing as much territory as he can in Ukraine. It's not going well for Russia. Russia lost 700,000 killed and wounded in this war in 3 years, and only took 20% of Ukraine when they intended to take Kiev in 3 days. As for Biden, Cully is right. Biden did not supply enough weapons and enough support for Ukraine to win against Russia, and until summer of 2023.
I hear you, Ariel, and I've got to go, but I want to get Cully's take on this. Let me just get Cully's take on this, Ariel. I want to get the thing with him talking about Iran. Trump saying Iran is literally, they could square a deal on this nuclear weapon deal over in Iran. What do you think about that? Is that going to happen?
Hope so. It's an interesting overture. We keep hearing, and we kept hearing during Trump's first term and all throughout Biden's, that they're a month away, they're 2 weeks away, they're a week away from breakout. And so I think this is an act of exquisite diplomacy to try to get them to realize that this madness has to stop. The world cannot tolerate a nuclear-armed Iran, and we'll see whether he can avoid this.
Yeah. Cully Stimson, Ariel Cohen, gentlemen, thank you.